Fast forward, my man will say a more cover and BREAK-Jantuah social swamps I'll say a pop creation television. Political stories are training me big headlines near Jemre na EDB Akroma Ewaha. Need me on BREAK-Jantuah say ende EDB can you message to me a subscribe to the channel. Hit on notification bell, share and my friends will answer into me. Can be an idiom a year will leave a comment under the comment section. And make sure when your cases are in sir. Young bone writing sim.
Na shasia ne say UK Prime Minister your friend Starmer waka bibi na say UK muntie because it affected Ghana ntia London asem na making say omo yan hyehyeye said de beya ebeye den amawo bibini se wo kɔ ni krom na obenya paper simple bibini eye Ghana ni a wo se me pese me kɔ UK me pese me kɔ UK me pese me kɔ UK no ora Starmer onim Starmer ye de ne beto page no so sesi a no ahu no ona ye UK Prime Minister panyi a ohwe UK so o se te said you do not trust say ya or pamo ebibifo immigrants who nin krata near pamono. They say UK for non so asha sebi. In fact, omuchre say answer na yebema krata no. Not just say ebia. What na hwa infie edu. Infie du. Infie du 10 years. Afe kra no so no. Brofo ntimi nka brofo pa ebe din. Tese ni nyina peso kire se in fact o can be what say living in UK is not a right but a privilege. But your papa ne da so no bra Facebook. Me kire onioma e koso na yesua bibi afrim. And I'm so glad that ye never can't go to who asem. UK Prime Minister Starmer eno da so no omo ye labor for omo adwuma for na ekekamba mu ena omo te sa ku no first na conservative for na transwacha ansa na labor for yi omo so eba ne tofa ni nyina ne se Africa for so ye wa adwen se oba abrochira he say US a buei UK ne nso a o maka omo ho first no mu na na yes ah so ma sa ka omo ho kire se UK no se wote wa enye te se chenchena entwan na mom e ya dum bi sa no pese omo ka wote na UK ya dum enye wo na be decide nti mo am bo mpa se rade boam na me nko UK no nhihye ne se anso na benya krata no just 10 years na oka we ne me poto kakra because asem na me pese me ka no me pese otibi na ye ka bibi kire no na first of all me pese ohwe nyoma bi kakra wa ha papa bi a ochro book bi anankrata article ye friend Nick Diaden Oma mo share issues of justice se pepepe ye bi be koso ewo oman bi mu Nick na ochiro sankrata no ne title ni nie pacho bra Facebook ye kire wa de e ka no de be ka bia no ne ye pese wo hwe bi na wo te de ye ka na se yi ochiro article bi I think around 2017 ho title no ye de beto so se ai na ono ochiro sa de no maka no hape ba me kaiwo fa show trim say UK Prime Minister say uye bibinia oba hwa enya adom bi ne de boawo ye be pamon obenya yi ate se 10 years enyo ma be ma wu bibini ho a kirew obese o kirew se obi anka se brani krum enka bone USA for ka me enya ba UK for de Womu ka me ne omu wa asem UK for Keir Starmer. Now at the end of the day, bra Facebook never check it. A friend of Nick Deiden, or a director of UK campaigning organization Global Justice Now. Onona or ye bronio, but what's not here who say Abrofune SCC or Musisi a bibi mai over the period no. E was say a bibi before na Abrofusi omono. E was so munyo muchefa. Because Abrofuni be jia yen, ebe jia yen, ebe jia Africa for. Abrofuni be sisi yen. Abrofuni de to trust them ebo yen for. Transatlantic slave trade, you know. So okay, kind transatlantic slave trade na. Time mo be chichi ye koye nkwasom, e de koye ye cotton wadwuma ne plantation ne hwede e West Indies ene USA ne nasefo a ye nananom e ka ho no. E ye nananom ene ma UK ene USA e ye dom. But ene UK for Starmer ora Starmer say Uchi UK uye bibinia huni se enye bibia eya adom omu ye bold UK for. And that is why I want to address the UK Prime Minister very soon. Me kanu brofo said the be kwa ma wate nyansa sema mpese me ka kire no. Article nini or say Africa is not poor. We are stealing its wealth. So bra Facebook ne be ha de onu na tro you because they bia no mu to ho abrofo ne to a no matwa mfoni say yen bi before de ehia yen bi before de omu ye nkrasefo e bi before omu nya serious e bi before omu ye corrupt e bi before omu ye say de bia sa ne aka che omu nti as of now ye won mfoni bi omu gidi say yen e bi before ye da so tinua so Oma ka che say yen e bi before no ye da so ti enua so ya hwini panam sa na ya ka kire obi o ya ka kire say ya tete ball so sa narrative no ma ka kire ye enti omu movies o de ya hwe omu movies nyina no obon say bibini na ewu ntem ya hwe omu movies UK ni USA for omu movies cha wo hwe American movie na UK movie a bibini wan soma na bibini so okọ oye soja bibini ne ebeku ne ntem sa anyoma we nyina omu de ayam ya gia tum eno ti no omu timi acting movie Yesu movie nyina na de abra be kire say Yesu ye broni nti mo nsom no na ye ni abre na ye tone calendar broni sesa ya adwen ache but baby ye dru eye emancipating ourselves from mental slavery ye yankasa and ye dru level la ye te se broni kasa na ye mo hyehye ye Abba who born dog UK is warning Africans that staying in UK is a privilege. UK Prime Minister. Hey, oh yeah, okay. Are you okay? BBI are fine. Bra Facebook na fi yankin kanko. Jeff, yi free so. Ono tro bro ni tro ka kire ni say. Muma moteti hey. Africa. Ye mom ni ewia Africa for. Enti wo po mo ma ehia o ma enya Africa yen ene ahia wo mo ama Africa. Osi ewom, let me read that article for sure. Osi ewom say ye wo sika ye de ma o mo. Ewom say ye bo mo bosia. Ewom say etoro bia ye che o ma de e bia se UK Prime Minister ya ma Africa for e bia $50 million, 50 million pounds. Mo fanye we wo ho UK say ya che we. Osi ewom sa de nanso so ye hwe sika nkoa ye mujia eya mu abrofo ye me broni ni bi mujia fi African nkoa na eye over 200+ billion enti ma men kan to fancho imagine say obi ma 1000 cedis nanso be wie no anya so mfaso be 2000 o se sana ye Africa for ye che o ma de no mu ye hwia wo mu die ye wia ene die di chomu no die ye wia no doso mo e chen die ye di ma omo enti se opa die asem na wokan in fact do kan article no be kire wo say illegal sa hwa timbe ya wo mo fai ekọ UK ebi kọ UK timbe ya de bia hu se omo ne nam ho ne nasefo nyina no ebi kọ UK gold a Kesi ye ene to be ye hu be efa no ebi ko UK for omunye mining and so pe meba be kyerɛw Jeff Fato so mami hwɛ me de ko UK for votes make a vote gold vote be bia wo hu sa gold ni bi da Bank of Ghana kra wo sa gold ni bi but me de wo ko me be hwɛ pictures no of gold nko a wo mu wo krom ho wo mu ye galamsey wo mu ye illegal mining wo mu ye mining bay aheya hwɛ Queen Elizabeth ene ne nkrofo na nam check gold nko a ewo ma sase na se be hwɛ gold nko ma paki omunya gold ni wo he yen abibifo ena UK Prime Minister ene Queen Elizabeth wonya ne ba bi ko nkofo we awia ye close over 500 years time ye konko asomu omehwia ye gold omu da so hwia ene omu ye bold to tell us say uti UK ye pri wa hwia ye awie na ye ba kakra ma hwia ye gold UK you have been stealing since 500 years ago. And today you are telling us that living in UK is a privilege. I don't blame you. I blame our leaders. I don't. Bra Facebook na be he. What be hwia ye wie gold in the niage no. Where ye King Charles. They say the King Charles nye. Hwe the way na nie si agye okuta gold. Anentina sa gold we anka enye bia John Dramani Mahama anase ohini ne kuta ye ko Bank of Ghana nke na no pay anka Ghana Bank of Ghana say na wo say ye fa we to so ma me ha we ne ye me fe bra Facebook na be he we ne ye me fe we no she the way obane sre gold Anglo Gold Ashanti 2 gold ya pam ni nyina bi ko UK ni amaye kakra bi yes ya ade yes de Newmont no wo mam nyasika na tam na ko UK womo me galamsey womunya gold wo mekeka ebi beko UK hwe oba we nani giagie ekuta gold wo sa gold hu bi da how many of us na hu gold ehu ane ring ne asmade ketua bi ba be hwe UK for na o mawia ye for over 500 years no eno mo ka che yen ya bibifo say uti ho a ya adum bi na mo menye force say ye ma wo citizenship nipa na wahia wo ekun ase wo dachi ede ehunahuna ebo ye ekun bi ede ye nananum atu nsuom no ene wo ka kira wo say uti UK a menye wo adwen say answer na be citizenship 10 years na ede ne ba ne sa e ba ne sa wo bra ye gitu mu ma ye leaders meka leaders apart from Kwame Nkrumah on the no ye Pan-African and now oka the new form of colonization, which is neo-colonialism and then imperialism. What you say? The new form of colonizing people. The new form. Afe de ebia omedi so, but odi ehunahuna ni esisie. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was talking about. Imperialism. Ono ankasa sorry no pese obi na ye president. Otini ba bia na omu tu nipa de so. No mu ku nipa. Hwe de omu ye Gaddafi. And Gaddafi, Libya, say because of what they do. When the money basa, African leaders ne kohwa, ni enuma konum ti. African leaders ne kohwa, ni akwa kwasre, just because of $50 million de be maye, and now pounds. Ya jinyoma, ya refi say, me wie sikani free ha. Na ka oba we, e die nyansa no wo chen yen. Ne ye gold no kwade bi e twe firebo. We are seeing now ye gold no. We are the seas. We are the seas producers of gold in the world. In Ghana is now the #1 producer of gold in Africa. Africa na yen Ghana for ya. O here aye pesikano. Yen na gold no. Yen you produce #1. Still here yen. Then you wake up in the morning, you have a UK Prime Minister because he's bold, because we are realizing that we are not serious. Now he's telling us that living in UK is a privilege, it's not a right. Mamen kenkan brofo we nkyere Starmer, UK Prime Minister. No ntie ni ye, afimi wi am the statistics ni so e bia ba beka ho. Me poto kakra no wahu UK Prime Minister. I want to address you. I don't blame you. I blame our leaders who sat down for you to steal our resources. I blame the people who allowed you to deceive them to take majority of our resources into your country to rebuild your country. I blame the elders who sat down to be deceived, to be thinking that you were about to help us. And today, after stealing all our resources and making your country better, you have the guts, you have the right to tell Africans that it is a privilege. You are lucky some of us are not the president. I would have told you harsher words this morning. UK Prime Minister, nobody is afraid of you. I love my country, Ghana. And I think that if we have empowered leaders, they'll be able to say no. We still have leaders who would act like Kwame Nkrumah, who would reject those imperialism, who reject new forms of colonization. But telling us that it is a privilege, we will tell you very soon that it is also a privilege to live in Africa. And I think that it is time for African leaders to just sit up and tell every white man here that, hey, it is a privilege to stay in Africa. It is not a right. When would we have African leaders who just get up and say that all you, USA, UK, whoever, it is time for you to realize that living in Africa is a right. It is a privilege and not a right. Gone were the days when you say some of these nonsense, we'll be shaking. But we have a new form of Africa. We have certain leaders who are rising up to the occasion and telling some of you to shut up. USA can say it, I don't care. But for UK, we are aware of how you stole our resources. We are aware. So UK ambassador to Ghana, please, we are not afraid of you. And I know that maybe the president will tell you, but some of us, we are not afraid of you. We don't need your country to survive. I don't need to come to UK to survive. I don't need you to survive. You rather need us. If African leaders are truthful to themselves, there'll be a time that you will not be able to have advantage over our resources again. And that is the time you know that you need Africans to survive. So, dear Prime Minister, Starmer, UK Prime Minister, this is my word to you this morning. My name is BREAK-Jantuah. I'm a multimedia worker. And I know that you get this message. So I am sending this epistle to you. I said I'm writing to express my deep concern about your recent statement that living in the UK is a privilege, not a right. Given the history of exploitation and resource extraction from African countries like Ghana, where I live, your words feel particularly tone deaf and nonsense. For too long, our resources have been taken without fair compensation, enriching others like UK. For many years, while other communities like my country struggle, as Africans and as a Ghanaian, we won't be intimidated or diminished by such reckless comments. We are proud of our identities, cultures, and history as Africans. We are not beggars. We are a sovereign nation with immense potential. And it is time for us to stand strong and assert our worth in international conversations. We need to be bold to tell them that enough of this nonsense. We have the capacity as Africans. We are resilient and creative to shape our own future. We have the power, just like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said, that we have the power to identify ourselves and our personalities. So this morning I urge President John Dramani Mahama and other African leaders to join forces in responding to this narrative that undermine our dignity and right to self-determination. We need to redefine the conversations around our place in the world, demanding fairness, respect, and equal partnership that value our contribution. Let us tell them that enough of these threats. If living in UK is a privilege, they should be told that living in Africa is a privilege. Signed by Nana Jantuah. So Prime Minister, UK Prime Minister, says Starmer. It's an unfortunate statement. And for me, I urge all African leaders to stand up against UK, to stand up against USA. Fortunately, mideba efie, fortunately, yenya obi a wahye ase, yenko Namibia, bra Facebook ne nkwohwe ade. Yenko Namibia. Muna ya na musro mo. Me ni German ambassador akama ke kama agent me ni bro abrofu hia ye me ke kama agent chiro mo. Ye call Germany no mo church me say masa wo country ye de me country ye de. Mo country sa depression asem na abentia. Mo ho na efe e ha kakra bia because mo enyoma bi na mo ke kabom. Babra mi kro me de papa. Mo country me de ye de. Me ni nji abrochire ho. Me bra ni me mpanyfo be aya abetsra me nya obi a me ni gi abrochire ho me mo abrochire kwa me ho yira me nya obi a me ni gi abrochire ho metimi atena Ghana de Ghana obi a wonim bia nim de mekei enya mpanyfo no na yiye nyoma basa wote Ghana abom se Ghana de I'm telling you Ghana de papa Ghana de anena mo yesa fa Namibia president to so mame hwe oba no de waka Namibia president Obano. Behade. Namibian president. Me chirawo de Obane buy na say why. O say UK ni USA fo ayo madwen say omu ukwa akopɛ visa. Na wote wo obekɔ eye kan say US embassy. Ko US embassy. Ghana fo a omu twɛn. Ghana fo omu di line. Ade omu pa broche kwan akɔ. Na omu sisi awiem. All because they want to go to abroad. Now saying statistics kakrabia minya yes over $10 million visa application kwa a year $10 million. I don't blame them. Because in Kenya leadership papa or Ghana and Kenya now be about what is so be sorry every kata so kwa bruchi obekwa no kwagina ni obi wo Dubai or the abrochi na wo ka US ne yeden and then Donald Trump oko Arab countries wo oko Dubai. Donald Trump is on in Dubai. And yet Dubai because they have packaged themselves well. Kwame Nkrumah talked about our African identity and personality. Ye nim say ye was catching UK for. Ye who say ye was catching USA for. And ya jia to mama Africa brofo. And ya tata ya. And ya tuwa ni edin se hunu. And to omo kan ya hopo. And what said do so mo can be a young cabin chiromo. The UK Prime Minister say living say what UK adoma yeso en kanchom so mo tie adom omo pamo ya yem pamo omo bi de na esie bibiansi I'm sure Ibrahim Traore onye bi on pamo France for de na esie on pamo Ouattara Cote d'Ivoire on pamo France for de na esie bibiansi ye Mali for on pamo France for de na esie bibiansi ye enti Ghana pamo UK na ye dey nipa na transia wia usika de wa konko asuma enya gold awu gold nya bi o sori o mu kasa na mu yam hyehye mu muntimi ntia o mu bi because we are beggars. Besheni Namibia president waye oba no wadi 72 years hwe de oba ne bai nansen ya waye o say Namibia terminates visa free entry for 30 plus countries including USA. The newly sworn in president Nitombo Nandi-Ndaitwah is moving forward with plans to revoke visa-free access for numerous first world-class countries. Ono so buy was me Namibia. Samo ye ba mu kroma na mu din sem huna mo so mo ba mu ye twem mo ba mo so me apply visa. UK for ne ba ye mo apply visa ni bi. Yemo munti line go US hobby. Me a president as haneme wo ye me nkrofo sa wo so be nam awia no mu bi. Me busa questions. Mo ma ye 3 months, wo so be ma 2 months. Eno na hwe sa nyoma no na me ene China ni USA. Kohwe ntokwa ekoso. Between USA and China. Go and look at what is happening. Donald Trump buy ya o sha say ohunhuna nkrofo. E no sha say na China for ACC USA for China and now they tax it to so be 35. Na China for the 35. Not USA for at the core 100 something. Not China for the core hobby. Or the core 135. Not China for so the core 135. And then Donald Trump will say, oh, yeah, they are about 30. China for say fine, we don't have a problem. because China for stadium will say yes ye superpower ye ma hunhuna yen after all we don't need you to survive into but say Ghana ya sas yentimi nye ya de yentimi nya mu yentimi nye de anko na UK for the my yentimi nto with all the money that is draining. Look at Namibia bra Facebook na share Namibia. Namibian president is saying, say, UK, you are why USA. So, Mami Kroma, service a free now first now for because you're Brunino, may term Oba apply. Yera John Mahama, this is your legacy year. O legacy near dear Mauno as John Mahama. Omo Kabia Kikabitromo, BBNC, Yawo Satumino. So, Omo Kafokin, also Kafokin. Omo Mafia, also Mafia Nibi. Masa matna sia ma brofo na sisi asif se ntimi nkasa broni oya hwan onyo bia ye ne omusia atwom na me supervisor ye broni me ne twede bia me supervisor me oye broni o kan bibia me se da bi we wrong ne nyina ya twene afiaje atum ye mpene momo no bia ba betena se no ohunahuna unhu abrofo kalape na mo hopo just because of $1 million ne $20 million ene Donald Trump say USA di atwam ne ye hopo USA the term or my sanya or my 125 million why yen fan ko wo panie na sika krom ha empanyufoi amanyofoi yete sama wiawia left and right yentimi nya even $200 million e kran fanya de eye na no you headquarters a mo yeye Bank of Ghana headquarters nkwa na yesen ana mama ye ni magu asesa ase de bia ye de pa acho let's deal with them. Omunyobia. It's the UK Prime Minister says Starmer. We still have Kwame Nkrumah spirit in us. I'm telling you this morning, we are not afraid of UK. If you think that it is a privilege to stay in your country, we are telling you that we have more citizens from UK staying in Ghana. And it is because of the mutual respect that we have for you. That's the reason why we keep quiet. But enough of those diplomacy. If you want to win a certain soft power, this is not the way to go. And let me tell you, Africa is rising. We are getting new leadership. We are getting people who are learned, who are empowered, who will not be intimidated by those frivolous intimidation. We have Africans who are ready to tell you in your face that if you feel that we are beggars, you are also beggars. There'll be a time when African leaders will rise because we are choosing good leaders who will say enough of the exploitation. We know what is happening in Congo. We know what is happening in Somalia. All because of some of those greedy agendas of you. Enough. And don't threaten Africans. Because if you...
It's we and some ahodo timiko so channel you so high population television. Yamisha on Trevor so yemre ewaha. Omariya so bitima subscribe, share, hit on notification bell. Na emma ebusuya kuno emu enye Kesi. Yami show say obeka busuya kuno. That's an so bad here bi edom yenia. Yensen share me na yensum o kwan sonko so kra. Ha, a population television. Me that's so yemre.